Our second story from St. Dominic, how Blessed Dominic restored to life the nephew of the Lord Cardinal Stephen. Parts of this were taken from Blessed Cecilia and written in my own words, while other parts were lifted directly from the source. I highly recommend reading the original account from Blessed Sister Cecilia. It is from the Legend of St. Dominic. I will pull most of the miracles of St. Dominic from this source, unless otherwise mentioned. You can find a link in the description to it. Some context. St. Dominic had been in Rome to gain permission to start his Ordo Predicatorum, Order of Preachers, from His Holiness Honorius III. Now how Blessed Dominic restored to life the nephew of Lord Cardinal Stephen. Pope Honorius of holy memory commissioned Dominic to assemble all the nuns scattered in monasteries throughout the city and establish them in the convent of San Sisto, which was then being repaired. To accomplish this great task, Blessed Dominic requested that a few others, suitable to himself, be assigned to help him. Accordingly, the Pope assigned his companions, Bishop Ugolino of Ostia, who later became Pope, and Lord Stephen of Fossa Nuova, Cardinal of the title of the Holy Apostles, and Lord Nicholas, Cardinal Bishop of Tusculum. They were to help him as need arose. From the beginning, all the nuns opposed the plan and absolutely refused to obey the Pope and Blessed Dominic in this matter. The one exception was the abbess of St. Mary in Tempullo and her nuns, all but one of whom offered themselves to Blessed Dominic, with all the possessions and revenues that belonged to their monastery. Thereupon, Blessed Dominic, with the approval of the 3 cardinals who were his companions, ordained that on that first day of Lent, after the imposition of ashes, all were to assemble at the house of San Sisto, so that, in their presence, and that of all her nuns, the abbess could resign her office and yield all the rights of their monastery to him and his companions. When Blessed Dominic and the 3 cardinals took their seats, and the abbess, with her nuns, stood before them, a man rode up pulling his chair and yelling, "Alas, alas!" When he was asked what the trouble was, he answered, "Cardinal Stephen's nephew fell from his horse and is dead." The nephew's name was Napoleon. When his uncle, the cardinal, heard this, he fell backwards against Blessed Dominic, prostrate with grief. Then, as the others supported him, Blessed Dominic arose and blessed him with holy water. Leaving them, he went to the scene, where he found the dead young man horribly crushed and badly lacerated. He had him carried to a house nearby, with instructions to leave him there. Dominic told Brother Tancred and the others present to prepare themselves for Mass. Present were Blessed Dominic, the cardinals and their retinue, and the abbess with her nuns. Blessed Dominic and the cardinals held her in high esteem for her sanctity. Then, with tears, Blessed Dominic started to say Mass. Coming to the elevation, he held the body of the Lord in his hands and was elevating it according to the custom, when all were astonished to see Blessed Dominic raised to a height of 1 foot above the ground. When Mass was over, he and the cardinals with their companions, together with the abbess and her nuns, returned to the body of the dead young man. With his blessed hands he arranged all the crushed and lacerated members from head to the feet. Then, with much groaning, he knelt down to pray near the coffin. For a second and third time, he repeated the process of arranging the lacerated face and body and then kneeling down to pray. Then arising, he made a sign of the cross over the body, and standing at the head of the corpse, he raised his hands to heaven, and being himself raised more than a foot from the ground, he shouted with a loud voice, "Young man, Napoleon, in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, I say to thee, arise." At once, before the eyes of those who had come to this great spectacle, he arose sound and healthy, and said to Blessed Dominic, "Father, give me something to eat." Then Blessed Dominic gave him food and drink, and returned him in gay spirits to his uncle, with not even the slightest mark of injury. The young man had been dead from morning to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. This very great miracle, as herein described, was related by Sister Cecilia, who was present and observed all the details with her own eyes and ears.